I see my name in shining lights, yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
It's time to get down to business on the weekend's #1 business program. Known as the King of Networking, your host Shalom Klein has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and created countless jobs. So, to success. Let's get down to business.
And indeed, we are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You are on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you could always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week, so let's jump right into it. I'm absolutely thrilled to kick off the program with an author, business owner, Adriana Rozo-Angulo, who is joining us from Mass Connections. Adriana, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us about yourself and your business, Mass Connections.
Yeah, so I'm the owner of the Mass Connections. It's a consulting company. We look to help business owners to develop strategies to harness change and be flexible when disruption arises. And we were working on this since 2011. So I have that vision of change all the time. And now it's more evident with the pandemic, right? But this has been always our focus, is that you can be able to be flexible to any disruption, any change. And as you know, business today are unpredictable, and the always that we have to develop a strategy no longer work. So companies,
absolutely, necessity is the mother of all invention, and you are certainly doing it yourself. All business owners do at all times, but you're doing it for your clients as well. So on that note, what services does Mass Connections provide to your clients?
So my biggest focus is on change management. I believe that's my passion. I love change since I'm a little girl. And change management is nothing that a game plan. So we offer the tools and methodologies, the training that can facilitate a smooth transition. And I'm not talking just as right now is digital, but also the organizational change or any type of change that a company needs. So we start with gap analysis to understand the position of the current state of the company and what changes are they required and what they need. We also have compliance and audits that has been the focus of Mass Connection in the past. But I'm so glad to announce that starting this month, we have the collaboration of Alex Key, Antonio, and Dylan Fremstone. And we're going to have other services like ethical persuasion, sales with the storytelling, a roadmap and a strategy based on the 8 key business areas, and excellence strategy. So they are going to be helping with all this.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. And congratulations on that. So you are always on the move. I know just prior to our conversation, you were literally running around getting ready for more book signings and raising awareness. And I know that, again, you're teaching, you're a teacher, you're an educator, helping people with change. And that it was further continued through your new book called The Buoyant Business. So can you tell our listeners a little bit about some of the goals that you've had in writing the book? And I don't want to share all the secrets, but let's talk about some of the highlights.
Yes. So with The Buoyant Business, I'm inviting the professionals and the people involved in the company with change management and things like that to look deep inside the ocean of the process and personnel, the strategies, the data, the innovation, and now artificial intelligence and everything that is getting into the business now, where deep down where they believe that nothing happened. So this is the time of something that I called brushing your teeth, because I always mention that it's people that do the do list, right? And you list everything that you're going to do next day. you don't type or you don't put in your list brushing your teeth. That's something that is in you. And this is the type of problems that I've been seeing with all these years of experience that can be the bottleneck of a company, those little processes that you never think of. So that's my invitation with this book, that you go deep down of the ocean of process and look into what process or situations are not being looked before. So this book is basically aimed to the group of professionals that are drowning in that labyrinth of complex situations or processes that are not a real reflection of what the company needs or what they want to. Or instead, it's just the result of a prior experience or basically the inability to say no to certain things.
Sure.
So that's basically my focus with this book. I really talk about simplicity, and that's the main point. So how you can simplify your process to be more flexible, to be more adaptable, especially now with all the changes.
Absolutely. Lots of changes. You're listening to Get Down to Business, and I'm chatting with Adriana Rozo-Angulo from Moss Connections, the author of a new book, The Boy in Business. And Adriana, you've been talking about the book and how businesses need to be ready, flexible, and prompt to respond to any type of disruption. And we're living and breathing that. Can you give an example of some of this change? And again, without sharing all of the tips of the book, but for our small business owners that are tuning in to Get Down to Business, what are some of the tips and techniques that you recommend that people can implement this week in their business?
So yeah, the world is changing, right? And with the pandemic, as I mentioned, is more visible now. So one of the things that have been changing a lot is that we are used to establish the long term goals, right? And just to be 5 year long-term goals. And then we have the short terms. But now that's not the case anymore. Our long terms cannot be more than 3 months because we don't know what is going to happen. This is how fast the world is changing. So basically, I give some tools and techniques on how to manage that, how to use the data, the KPIs, the analysis to just create a small goals and be analyzing and reviewing those goals. Instead of having these long-term goals. Also in the book, I talk about, it's a lot of studies in marketing for how the brain reacts. So in my book, I talk about how we can use all those studies that they've been doing for marketing and other purposes, how you can use it for change management. Because many times the people doesn't react to the change in a good way just because of the way that we present the change. So it's just little tools and resources on how to present the changes, how to approach the people and invite them to be part of the process. So it's a smooth process for everybody.
That's fantastic. Again, Adriana, the author of The Boy in Business. And Adriana, just before we conclude our conversation, I also see that you help the Latino community by being a hub leader for Hispanic Star, a collective platform to unify Hispanics in the United States and celebrate their contributions to the country. Can you explain what you do for them?
Yes, so with Hispanic Star, and as you mentioned, I'm the leader of the New Jersey hub. So we are working to change the narrative of the Hispanic community in the United States. We are looking to create the largest network of Hispanics in the United States to support each other and to support the community. One of the goals that they have is that we can be connected at a minimum of 3 degrees of separation. Last year, however, because when the COVID started, we pivot all the efforts to help the community. So we did a lot of community events. We get a donation from Procter & Gamble of 38 pallets that we distribute. We partnered with a church here, and we were able to distribute those to multiple organizations. And also we have a mass donation from ADM
That's awesome.
20,000, and we were able to distribute that in 7 counties in New Jersey, 17 towns, with different 38 organizations. So
and definitely. Well, Adriana, we're going to have to leave that there, and congratulations and thank you for all of your hard work on that. I want to make sure our listeners know where they can pick up a copy of the book and learn more about your business. Can you share a website?
Yeah, sure. The book is available at Amazon, and the website is mas-connections.com.
mas-connections.com, and the book is called The Buoyant Business. Adriana Rozo-Angulo, thank you so much for joining us on the air. I look forward to bringing you back, likely for books number 2, 3, and 4. And thank you for all of your hard work with Hispanic Star and all of the tips, advice from Mas Connections to all of our fellow business owners. We're going to squeeze in a quick break, more small business jobs and entrepreneurship when we return in just a moment.
Thank you so much for the invitation.